Welcome back to Tactical Pontoon. I'm going to take a quick second and just show you something I picked up, which could be a little bit of help to the channel. I'm joined by a Glock 19, which happens to be clear, a very terrible HTC One phone, and this will come into play in a moment, and the Midwest Orion Picatinny handgun phone mount. Now, it says quick release. However, opening the package and seeing the card, it says Picatinny handgun rail mount, smartphone mount, on one side. And then it says quick release Picatinny rail smartphone mount on the other side. I'm going to have to look at the ad. I paid $15 to $19 on eBay. They had it on Amazon. I think it was $19 on Amazon. It was $15 on eBay. And I figured I'd pay less, so I went the eBay route. It says assembled in the U.S., which means probably from parts from all over the place. Not much in the way of instructions, as in there are zero instructions, except for a very important notice that says, please have a cheap spare case for your phone to mount the extra piece of Velcro so that you don't wear the Velcro out. Now, on my terrible HTC, I have a cheap case that is on it, and I've already put one of these pieces of Velcro on there. I had no qualms putting it on the back of this really terrible case on this extremely terrible phone. I do have an extra one for when I get my Motorola back. So, comes with an extra. I will have to look on their website to see if they have extra pieces. It's not like a normal Velcro, like what you would consider a normal hook and loop type deal. This looks to be a little bit more of an industrial grade. Next up, we have the actual mount itself. It has no move. It's really a relatively simple little bracket that is screwed to the Picatinny adapter. It's very simple. There is no movement. It is set in place. So where it mounts is where it stays. And of course, an Allen key. The way to mount it onto your firearm, in my case, the Glock, is you slide it onto the rail until you get to the slot. I actually earlier was sliding it onto my little Taurus, and it just was not much room, but it did fit. Then once you line it up with the slot in the Picatinny rail, or this being the Glock rail section, you can put your screw back in, tighten that little dude up, and there you have it. It does have a little bit of an angle to it, so where you're aiming, it's going to look up a little bit, which may not actually be a bad thing, perspective-wise. I do, as I said before, I wish it had like a swivel, just a little bit. $15 to $19, it's really not a bad price for something this basic. I will have to get it out onto the range and see how she does. The Velcro fits pretty solid. It's not like your standard hook and loop style Velcro where it just like adheres really quickly. You have to kind of push it and it crunches into place. Seems pretty solid. There might be a little bit of rocking as you're shooting the gun, so while you're firing it, it may not be completely steady. I mean, granted, unless you are the Hulk and you or are on a pistol rest, it's going to move no matter what. So I think for the price paid, it should be pretty good. Here before too long, we'll have to get some pictures and some video. This will help for when I'm testing magazines or different rounds or seeing how terrible my aim really is. It should come in handy. So that was the Midwest Orion smartphone mount. Not quick release. I don't see anything quick release about it. They probably just have one card that's substitutes for both. But mine does currently look like the one right here. Look at that. Except for mine's a Glock 19. The 17's not here. But, hey. And I don't have an Apple. I can't say which one is better or which one's worse, the Apple or the HTC. Not an Apple fan. I miss my Motorola. So that's it. That's the Midwest Orion cell phone mount. Granted, it's not as nice or as adjustable as something maybe for a GoPro, but for the price, it should be fun. We're going to give it a try. So like, subscribe if you have any questions, or if you have a suggestion for a better mount, something that you've used, feel free to leave a comment and I'll get back with you. This is James, the Tactical Pontoon, getting out of here.